Hello, my name is Eltonin, and welcome back to my channel. Today, hello, my name is Eltonin, and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about fashion, lifestyle. Here we talk about fashion, lifestyle, and books with a bit of an alternative twist. I did just wake up, but I watched Descendants this week. Here's the thing: if you can't tell by the everything about me, I love Descendants. I love Descendants so bad. I've watched all the shows, I've watched all the movies, I've watched all the behind the scenes contents, I've read all the books, and I own both of the cookbooks. Ignore the fact that it's from Goodwill. Actually, don't. I did buy it from Goodwill. I own both of the cookbooks. Honestly, the recipes aren't that bad. The thing is that with Descendants, it is a very different vibe to a lot of Disney like coms, and that is because, at least specifically in the first three, they very heavily leaned into an alternative aesthetic. Like, I don't know what the fashion equivalent of a bi awakening is, but I had that. To be fair, my bi awakening was Maleficent, so it makes sense that the next awakening that I would have would be Mal. I love Descendants. I love Descendants. I have an entire document I've been making about the Descendants timeline because that's been a big topic, and I'm like, no, no, no. I know it. I know it. I've seen everything, and none of my friends have. Ooh, fix that. In this video, I want to talk about how I would have styled the three main characters, which is going to be Chloe, Red, and Bridget. Ella, we love her. Maybe, kind of, sort of. I think her styling was actually really good. I specifically want to talk about Descendants fashion before I start styling things. That way you get a little bit of context. Because here's the thing with Descendants fashion, is that not only does it draw on alternative aesthetics, it also has very specific vibe. So I'm going to pull up the four characters. So we have Mal, Evie, Carlos, and Jay. The biggest thing you'll notice about them is the colors of their outfits. More specifically, they tend to have three colors that are their main colors. Mal is purple, green, and pink. And then Evie is blue, red, and gold. Carlos is black, white, and red. And Jay is primarily brown with some yellow and with some red. You'll notice, with the exception of Mal, but that is because she's the main character, and technically pink is a form of red. I have a point. They all have red as the color that ties them together. Now, these colors are very consistent throughout all three of the series. The dominance of certain colors will float in between. Like in the second movie, Mal gets like the purple hair, but in the third movie, it goes back to like a really deep blue-based purple, whereas the first one was more red-based purple. It adapts, it changes. Also notice they have a million different outfits. Almost every couple of scenes is a new outfit, and that is very big for Descendants to make it feel like time has passed. Because they're constantly changing outfits, you think, oh, new day, new time of day, new scene going on, like time has passed, but they're staying within pretty much their color schemes. And that is what makes them really recognizable as characters. And it also helps to, from a distance, like identify them in scenes. The biggest thing going into Rise of Red is that our two main characters, Chloe and Red, do not have those secondary colors, which are so important to like defining their outfit and making it look like not a single bodysuit. And also, because they don't change their outfits a lot, which theoretically makes sense for the storyline that they're in, but it very much feels the movie is moving at a rapid pace and that no time has passed, making their friendship a little bit less believable because it's like, well, you've met each other for like 6 hours and you hated each other now and now you're best friends. This Rise of Red has a couple of problems, which I will eventually get into, because now that they've gotten me back on the Descendants train, I don't think I can stop talking about it. My biggest issue with Red is that her hair and her clothing are basically the exact same color and tend to blend into each other a lot. I don't mind her having red hair. That's very, very Descendants. Their main color tends to be their hair. I think what would have really helped in a lot of scenes is making her hair in contrast with the rest of her clothing. I also want to have silver as her accent color. I don't want to do a lot of white for red because that's essentially taking Carlos's scheme and changing a little bit. So red as her primary color because that's her name, black and silver as her two secondary colors. So I think red is the only one that I have a specific designer in mind, and that's because she feels very like punk edge to me. In my rewrite of Descendants, costuming is the Queen of Hearts would lean more Victorian-esque, and then red would take a lot of inspiration from Vivienne Westwood. And specifically, there is this one jacket, this like heart lapel jacket. You'll often find it in the reverse color scheme where the rest of the blazer is red and the hearts are black. I want it in the black colorway. I think this would be such an iconic moment, and it would really add into this like punk element. It would also, I think, if we had the Queen of Hearts specifically in the more Victorian style for the Wonderland pieces, I think that would also be a very interesting contrast to be like, here is a Vivienne Westwood Victorian, and here is Vivienne Westwood punk, and they're kind of clashing, but they're also cut from the same cloth. Like, this was an outfit that, while I was scrolling, I was like, oh my god, this would be perfect for red. You've got that main red color, but the black would help, like, give contrast to her hair. You have, like, the little silver heart chain. I think this would be very much like her going to Oridon outfit, where it's like, I need to be, like, proper, but still, like, edgy. I love the little like leather corset top, all the silver chains. Like this would be beautiful. Can't you like you can see my vision, right? You can see it. I also love the layering of these pieces. I think it's a touch too risque for Disney, but like the top with the little heart chain and the underlayer, I think it would be really cool. This would be a top that you would wear closer to the end of the movie, where she, after meeting Bridget, the pink one, and where she's like kind of being influenced by her mom and being willing to play a little bit more with like some softer like fabrics and everything, where it's like a very subtle storytelling beat. But that's where I would imagine that this top would come in, is closer to the end of the movie. Honestly, in of itself, it's a very fun jacket with the big two hearts and like the multiple colors and everything. I don't have like a specific scene in mind that she would wear this. If it was like cropped, I think it would fit her character a little bit more. But I love everything about this. This skirt I chose because in the first scene that we meet Red, she's graffitiing her mother's portrait in Wonderland. And I think this would have been not something that she would wear in the moment, in the scene of doing it. I think I would put her in this when she's going to steal the book. Those are kind of like parallels to each other, doing something bad, but this time it's for a good cause. And how even though she's changed, she's still kind of the same person that she was at the beginning of the movie. And I think this would be like a really fun nod. This would be also parts that I think you would put like villain, VK, Red, Wonderland in that writing of her words where she's essentially kind of reclaiming it for herself. I thought this jacket was really fun with its heart in. I don't have a specific scene in mind. Probably when they're just like outside, walking and talking with people. I think this would be really interesting. Again, I would prefer the chains and embellishments to be in a silver, but I think it's a very like subtle way to include more hearts in her designs without it being like a giant heart on her chest. This is what I mean by like Vivienne West would be like the perfect designer for Red, is because she has bags like these which have like a touch more edge with like the leather, but are still in that heart shaped, whether it be like a little side bag or behind the back. I just think Vivienne Westwood and Red Descendants should kiss. This outfit is one that's going to lead into Chloe. Found this pair of outfits that I was like, thematically crazy, because you'll notice it has like the red jacket and all like these pieces to it, but it also has these like pops of denim. In my mind, this would be the outfit they wear when they, at the end of the movie, where they have influenced each other and become a little bit more like each other, and thus are wearing each other's colors. Right? Right? Do you see the vision? Because then this one is the one that I would have Chloe wear, and even keeping the stars, because for Chloe, I want her symbol to be like a star or like a butterfly or whatever it ends up being. I'm not picky on it, but those, her symbol, her stars in red, and then red would have her hearts in blue. But this one would be like her Chloe's blue color, her denim color, but with a little bit more edge, with a little bit of influence from red, like that. Like you see now for Chloe, her main colors, I want them to be a blue, a white, and then I want that third color to be in flux because I want her storyline in the fashion to be her finding herself as she's kind of floating between people and kind of like picking up bits and pieces of their personalities. Like at the beginning, it's more of like a lilac where it's like it's close enough to a blue, but it's still like standing apart, but it's not entirely different yet. And then I want in the middle her to take like a touch of the pink from Bridget, and then towards the end, I want her to take black from red. I think that having that third color influx for her would really make the concept of her like realizing like who she is and how the world works make it a little bit more interesting to be like, oh, this is who she's kind of like leaning more towards and copying bits and pieces from. These outfits, I want it to be in like the first thing we see her very much a play on like a military uniform. It's fun, it's light, it's very much like a touch more feminine, but very much like, hey, like I'm here to be practical. I'm here to get things done. I don't want ball gowns or things that are hard to move in. I would not have her in a lot of leather. I would have her in a lot of like linens and cottons and like high quality fabrics, but nothing that seems like it'd be difficult to move in. So very little leather as compared to Red, who would have like a lot more leather in her outfits and a lot more even denim. For Chloe, I think denim would be a very good fabric choice for her. I think this again would be very much early on for Chloe, having this like lilac color. I think it would also harken back to her brother, who we don't see in the movie, but he is mentioned, Chad Charming. Even having a Letterman jacket of him would be really fun for her, where it's like, hey, like my family's been a part of Oregon, my brother's been a part of all these sports teams, like I've got to live up to him like a little bit. You can say all of your opinions on Chad, but like in theory, I would want them to have like a really fun relationship together. So I'd want her to be like wearing his Letterman jacket, and it'd still be in like the blue color that they kind of share. But she's got this like lilac where she's trying to figure out herself. I think this again would be another like really light, easy outfit. You've got like these platform shoes, which would be her like glass boots. You've got like the blue and the white and kind of an abstract pattern, and then you've got the shorts in like a khaki where she's like that third color is always in flux. I think it's really fun. I think it's really fun. I hate the necklace though. Don't like that necklace, but it's okay. We don't have to keep the necklace. Bridget has this pair of diamond pajama pants that I'm in love with. Is the scene after that is having Chloe wear diamond like jean pants, where it's like she's kind of being influenced by all of these people. You see the storyline through clothing that they didn't tell, that they could have. This is another fun outfit where you can still have that blue color, but it's not the overwhelmingly vibrant blue that we see her in constantly that looks like a spandex jumpsuit. Girly, what is this? And then I think towards the end of the movie, I'd want her to have something more like this, where she's got like the pink ribbons from Bridget. She's got the piece together clothing from Ella, and then she's got the graffiti from Red. This also, I think, would be the stealing scene where Red's in like the graffiti skirt and Chloe's in the graffiti pants, where they're kind of matching, but they're also like discovering their own identities, but also harkening back to where they were at the beginning. Now, Bridget. Bridget. Bridget is the best dressed person in this entire movie. I feel their entire budget went into Bridget's clothing. I would not be surprised if it did, because she slays. She's got a couple dozen outfits. She's got like a handful. She's got like a half a dozen outfits, and they're all so cute, and they all work well together. And it's like exactly what I would expect from a Descendants fashion, where she's got her pink, she's got a touch of orange, and she's got the white, and she has the very strong theme of hearts. Why couldn't you do that with the others? Was it so hard? This is more kind of just like fun Bridget outfits than like I need to change their entire wardrobe because hers work so well. This is one that I thought like the puff sleeves are really cute. The little shorts I imagine will probably turn into like a little skirt. This one was really cute. I think the buttons would turn into like little heart buttons. This was a top that kind of reminded me of Sabrina Carpenter's like little heart-shaped tops. I thought that would be really cute. Similar with Chloe, how her vibe is going to change just a little bit going through the movie. I think these would be one that you would wear kind of at the end before everybody leaves, where it's like instead it's just like a touch more masculine, but it's still got this big ol' heart pocket. I think that would be really cute. I thought these shoes were fun. Nothing specific, I just thought them were fun. I love a good shoe. I think this also fits the vibe. I think it would have been really cool to have Bridget in like a crocheted little heart bag, or have stuff that looks like handmade, like really well handmade, but like, ah yes, you did that yourself, and that's like really cute. Have like crochet pieces or knitted pieces, and have like another hobby where she's like, here, like let me make things for you, because as someone who actively tries who would like try to make things to make people like them, which I relate to a lot. It's very much like, oh, let me collect all of these skills because one of them has to be the one that's going to make me friend. And apparently it was Minecraft building. Anyways, final pieces is because Descendants movie has the ball at the end, and we didn't get the ball at the end. Am I hoping and praying for movie number 2 having the ball? Yes. So here is my concepts for Castle Coming. Okay? Bridget would be in a dress like this. I think more hearts than roses, or like roses in the shape of hearts, but even these roses, since there's 2 of them, they kind of form a little heart. I think that's super cute. I think it would be a little bit more pink and less dusty rose, but this would be her outfit with the big giant bow in the back, like cutie, right? Actually, now that I think about it, keep the roses. If anything, this just more pink. Just more pink. Because the roses she has, like, on her dress in the future, and that would kind of harken back to her in the past. Or, well, her in the future, but in the past. Because then you have this white, and that fades into the pink, like how her dress in the future is white, and then fades into red. You see the vision. Are these all like Lolita dresses? Yes. And now here's the thing. Red and Bridget should be in very similar dresses. Okay? Because they're family. These dresses are pretty much the exact same, just in 2 different colorways, and that is what I want Red to wear to Castle Coming. For her, I want it to be like, oh, like I've finally realized things about my mom, and I'm going to prevent her from becoming a horrible person. And in turn, to show that, like with the fashion, she's wearing the same dress as her mom, just in a different colorway. I would have her in different accessories than Bridget. I think Bridget would wear like a little kitten heel, and Red should be in like fuck off platform boots, where it's like she's putting that edge to it, but she's still leaning into like, hey, we are the same person in theory. Now, Miss Chloe Charming, I want her to have a dress that's similar to this. I want it to be a very similar silhouette to Cinderella's, but I want it to be wholly and entirely her own. So instead of being like a beautiful like pastel blue with like the sparkly tops and everything, I want it to be very similar to this. It's like same shape, but different vibe. Like she's got that black that she's taken from Red. She's got the bows that she's taken from Bridget. She's got her star motif that she's kept from her parents. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see? We could have had this. We should have had it. Thank you so much for coming. I will most likely be back at some point with more Descendants content when I finish writing the giant timeline document that I have going on for fun. Not even for anything specific, just for fun. And if you've made it this far into the video, let me know who your favorite Descendants character is. Thank you so much. Bye.